Okay, next is about RIP routing. So initially I have to create the design, that is network diagram I have to create. So for that I'm using, okay, I'm using a router, one router, another one, and another one. Okay, I'm going to place switch also, switch, switch, switch. Okay, I'm going to place devices. Yes, devices. Okay, okay, here actually. Okay, I can give 219.2.9.1.1 so that I can connect that serial cable. So 2911, yes, 291.2.9.1.1. Okay, so this one I have to save. Okay, that is task RIP, right? Yes. So next, now design is over. Next, you need to use some kind of cabling. So anyway, it is a different device. So try through cable. Okay, I can connect why because I have selected serial cable. So serial cable, if I have to use the serial cable means I have to place a router PT. Router PT only supporting that serial cable option. So here anyway these are all same devices, so I can use a crosswire cable. So here I have to select anyone. Okay, so crossover cable. Okay, here actually I have placed 291 router. Why? Because in the middle router it require three ports. Okay, only that reason, because of the reason I have placed 2911. Okay, so next what we have to do, we have completed the network design, that is a network diagram. We have to configure the IP first, then we have to do the routing. But here we are not going to use any kind of static routing. We are going to set the RIP routing. I will show how to do the RIP routing. So it requires some kind of steps, so that and all we will see. So before that I will tell you one thing, that is what kind of IP addresses we are going to assign here. So here actually I'm going to give different kinds of networks here. So here I'm going to 192.168.1.0. Okay, you can give 10.0 also, that is your wish. And here I'm going to give 192.168.2.0, so it is different network. And here again I can use 192.168.3.0. so I have used three different network. And here what I'm going to do is, here I'm going to give this IP address, that is class A IP address. And here I can use 11.0.0.0.0. Anyway, if you are giving 10.0, that is actually part of that's network address is 10.0.0. Okay, if you want to see that, if you want to see the network address, suppose if you selected one IP address and you don't know the network address, that possibility also here we have. So you have to click this router, any of the router you have to click, and here you can see that RIP routing and static routing. Here you have to click and you have to write that particular IP address. So if you are giving 10.10.10.1, and you have to use the add command so that you can see the network address. Okay, once you noted network address, you can select it and you can remove it. Okay, this way you can anyway identify the network address during the lab exam. You may have to find out the network address. So if you are facing difficulty to identify the network address, then you can add like this so that it will give you the network address. But actually we are actually going to give the command based syntaxes. So we are not going to use manual entering. So I'm going to remove it. Okay, now it is done. Anyway, we have to do the IP configuration. So for that, actually, I have to give some IP addresses. Anyway, in the case of gateway, here we have a router, and below the router, we have some network of devices. So here actually I'm going to give the IP address. Why? Because in every PC0 and PC1 require to add a gateway address. So that is actually router address. So here what I'm going to give is, I'm going to give 192.168.1.0. So 1.10 I am going to give. So that is the gateway address which I am going to give here. So here it is 2, so 2.10 I will give here. So here 3.0, so 3.10. Okay, so this is what my gateway addresses. So here anyway, here you can find that here PC0 is there. So here if you want, you can change it as any IP address which you are going to assign. So I'm not going to change the PC0, but why? Because during the explanation time I have to tell PC0 suppose a packet is transferring from PC0 to PC2, like that I have to convey. So I'm not going to change the PC0 naming. So here I have to give 192.168.1.1. Okay, anyway, first device. Then here again I have to give, that is 192.168.1.2. okay, so anything you can give 1.5, 1.6, 1.8, 1.100, 1.19 and 1.92, like that you can give. But actually I'm giving the some near values. So 192.168.2.1, then again that is 192.2. okay, and here it is 3.1, and here it is 3.2. so I have set the IP address, and also here you can set it is 10.0.0.1. okay, and here it is 10 dot and 0.0.2. that is your wish. Okay, here also you can give 11.0.0.1. then here it is 11.0.0.2. okay, so now you have to adjust this by, because it is okay, here it is, and this one is actually the network address, and here also you have to adjust it. It is not visible, so I have adjusted that. Okay, so here in way. Okay, this is what we have done now. So we have added, we have configured the IP addresses also, but IP address labeling has done. We have to assign the IP address in every machines. Okay, now I am selecting PC0. Okay, I have to go to desktop option, then IP configuration. Here I have to give the IP, that is 192.168. it is PC0, that is 1.1, as we have mentioned in the labeling section. Then actually we are not at all doing any kind of subnetting. So 192, that is actually class C IP address. So it is by default it is coming. If you are pressing tab button, again tab button you have to press, and you have to set the router IP, that is 1.10. okay, I am closing that. Then I am actually opening it again. I have to set the IP address. Here it is 1.2. then tab button, again tab button, again you have to paste it. So it is 1. 10. Why? Because it is the router address, that router address in where you have to give. Okay, so PC0 and PC1 IP addresses configuration has done. Then next 2.1, so I have to do the 2.1 option. So here I am going to paste that it is 2.1. I'm going to select it and I'm going to copy it, then tab button, then again I have to go. Then here actually 2.10 is the gateway address. Okay, so I have closed that. Then again PC3 I have opened. Here also I have to set the IP address, that is actually 2.2, and it's here it is 10. Okay, so this we have done. And next we have to select 3.1. We have to do the 3.1 IP address section. So for that again we have to type that is 3.1. Okay, so I'm going to copy it and tab button pressed, again tab button pressed, and gateway address I have placed. Okay, so 3.2 I have to set. So anyway, IP address, if you want to give IP address in a command way, that is IP space address space IP address space subnet mask, that you have to do. But here anyway we can do manual IP address configuration. So here again I have to give that is PC5 means 3.2. So it is 3.2, then tab button, again tab button, then 10. Okay, so we have done the IP address setting here in the devices PC0, PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4, PC5. We have set the IP addresses. Next we have to set IP address for this Giga01 and Giga01. For that I have to select this. Okay, so here you can find that there is Giga00 is moving. So Giga00, that you already know that it is actually address of this network, this network end device address, that is gateway address. So here anyway, now before entering IP address you have to switch it on. Okay, I have switched it on button. Then I have to use that address, that is 1.10. Then again tab button, so it will come like this. Okay, then another Ethernet port also connected, so that is 0.1. So I have to select that, then I have to switch on. Then it is actually 10.0.0.1. then its subnet mask is like this. Okay, so this is actually the the router's address. Okay, router address I have done. So I'm going to close this one, then I'm going to take this one. Okay, so here Giga00, Giga01 and Giga02 is there. So I have to select this config section, then 00 is actually moving to second network. So initially I have to switch on that, then I have to find out second network IP address, that is 192.168.2.10. that is the default, that is the gateway of that second network. Okay, that is what Giga00. Okay, then tab button. Okay, done. Then I have to move to Giga01. Giga01 is actually 10.0.0.0.0 section. Then I have to first head into that, and 0.0.2. Okay, this is what I have to do now. That also has done. Then another one is here Giga02, that is actually 11.00. So I have to select this one, I have to switch on it, then 11 point, I have to find out that is 01. So 11.0.0.1, then I have to use the tab button. So it is actually done. Okay, so we have configured the IP address for this Giga02 and also. So next I'm going to select this, and I am going to select that Ethernet ports here. In the case of router 5, okay, router 5 is the router 5, Giga01 and Giga00 is the Giga00 is actually moving towards third network. So anyway I have to switch it on, then I have to find out its IP address, that is 192.168.3.10. then done. Okay, then Giga01 I have selected, and I switched on the port. Then I have to type its IP address, that is 11.0.0.2. right? 11.0.0.2, that is what we have configured, we have labeled. So then done. Okay, this is how we can give the IP address. Now IP address configuration has done. Okay, so I have to check the packet transferring here from here to here. It is successful. And also here you can check from here to here, it is successful. Again packet from pc4 to pc5, it is successful. Okay, now so in the previous videos I have discussed about how to set the static routing. Okay, how to forward the packet, and after before that routing setting, what happened after routing setting, what happened, like that we have discussed already. So here is actually, now I'm going to test it. Okay, some demonstration, I can give pc0 to pc2, right? Okay, so it is failed. Why? Because here we haven't set any kind of routing. Okay, routing means one path we have to set. This is actually a simulation. The simulation we have to give the correct steps, otherwise it will not forward packet from source to destination. Okay, so I have to set the routing. So in the case of routing, static routing is there, but this is actually already subnetting case and other static routing case we have done on static routing configuration. But now we have to set RIP actually. Anyway, now we have manual option, and during manual option also you can do, but better you can use command way. So here one thing you have to remember. Okay, if you need to find out, you have to give the router RIP1 command initially. Then after that you have to specify the network which are connected to that particular router. Okay, here if you are selecting this router, this network is connected and this network is connected. This network address is 192.168.1.0. This network is 10.0.0.0. Okay, and this router, you can see that three networks are connected. So those three network address you have to find out, and that you have to specify in that section, configuration section. I will show you how we can do that. Okay, so here actually you have to select CLI. Why? Because all the IP address configuration and all we have done. Here also you can see the RIP option. Here if you can manually writing, no, it's not my no, I am not looking into that. I am actually going to do some kind of command based representation. So anyway, any people can do manual. So we'll see how we can do it. Okay, here anyway, a router RIP, this is actually already done it. Okay, I'm going to exit from that. So in the router 3, that is our first router, I'm going to type router RIP. Okay, suppose if your a command prompt is showing config if, means it is in interface mode, so you have to exit from that. For that you have to use ex or exit. Okay, anyway here you can see it. Okay, so router space RIP is the first command you have to specify. You are actually telling that router, in the router you are setting the RIP routine, that is what router space RIP. Then you have to enter. Then after that it will show config router. Now you are in router mode. So after that what you have to do, you have to find out the network which is connected in that router. So router 3, there we can see that one here, this network is connected, here this network is connected. So network 192.168.1.0. okay, network 10.0.0.0. okay, these two networks are connected. Okay, we are going to exit. Then we are going to close this one. We have to select next router. Okay, next router I have to select. Then I have to select CLI. So here you can see you are in coin interface mode, so you have to exit from that. Okay, next you have to type router RIP. Okay, next you have to find out which are all the networks connected there. So the 10.0.0.0 has connected. The network space network address. Okay, then 192.168.2.0 is connected. Then X. Okay, so no, one more thing we have to give, right? So again you have to type again. So network, which network is connected here? Then that is 11.0.0 also connected. Then exit. Okay, done. Now we have set, we can see it, okay, RIP. Here you can see that three networks has connected it, so you can quit from that. Then again another router you have to select. Here actually you can see that this network is connected, this network is connected, that is 11 and 3, right? Okay, I'm going to open this, exit from this interface, then router RIP. Okay. Okay, suppose if you are clicking RIP, then what will happen? This command will execute. This router space RIP will get execute. So here network, anyway, that is 11.0.0. You are giving network address, then network 192.168.3.0. Okay, done. Now we will see the packet transmission. So I'm selecting this packet and I'm forwarding this to here. Okay, here first time it will not show the correct results, but second time it will show the correct results. Why? Because it has to reach there. So initially failed, you can see, and you have to try again. So from here to here, so it will show successful. Yes. So again from here to here, successful. Here to here, failed. Yes. Then from here to here, successful. Okay, it will take time. First response will be failed, and again you can try so that it will show successful. If again it is fail, it is showing failed, means some mistake has happened, so you have to check from first to last. Okay. So anywhere if red symbol is coming, means some ports may be in switched off mode, so you have to switch it on. Okay, so this way we can do RIP routing. Okay, next day we'll see IPv6 and its routing process. Okay, bye.